Today is a special day. It marks the anniversary of 2 years since I started PKS Runs. I signed up for the Manchester Marathon. I wanted to track my journey publicly, and 2 years later I am here at the end of week 1 of my marathon training. Welcome to PKS Runs. Let's go. So, welcome back to the channel everybody. My name is Paul, this is PKS Runs, and we are tracking my journey to a 2:40 marathon at the London Marathon this year. I've just finished week 1 of training, and if this is your first time on the channel, thank you so much for watching. Please do hit the like button, subscribe, hit the bell so you get notified next time there are videos. Follow me on Instagram, follow me on Strava and on TikTok at PKS Runs, and you can see this whole journey with me. The purpose of these weekly videos is just to give you a bit of an idea of how I'm training, what I've been doing, give you a little bit of an overview of what's working, what isn't. So let's get this 14-mile run done today. It's 14 miles easy, it's the last run of the week. Tomorrow I'm going to be resting. I'm just looking forward to having a lovely run on a beautiful morning. So let's get this run going. So I am about 4.5 miles into this 14-mile run. I did the first 2 miles with Laura, my wife. She is a beginner runner, so it was very, very slow. The rest of these 12 miles are defined as easy pace. On my plan, that is defined as between 7 and 7:40 per mile. Honestly, this week I've not really cared or focused too much on pace. I have been thinking about feel, about heart rate, and what feels comfortable, manageable, sustainable, and achievable. I won't be looking at pace today. I'm just going to be running by feel, enjoying it, chatting to you, and we'll see where we get to. Before I left the house, my mileage for the week was at 49 miles, and I needed to do 54 miles on the program this week. I'm following a Ben Parks program, and well, as you can tell, I've not followed it very well, but there is method behind my madness. I love my run to the gym in the morning, a 2-mile run that is a very, very slow plod, a recovery run, and honestly it kind of warms me up for the gym. And my gym sessions are 45 minutes, so Monday to Friday, and really I don't want to change that, and I don't really want to count those as part of my kind of intentional training miles. So they're bonus. So I kind of figure that every week there are going to be 10 additional miles, bearing in mind that through December I was running minimum 70-mile weeks. I was doing 80 one week and 76 another week. My body can handle it. I don't think that's a problem. I'm fit, I'm strong, and at the end of the day, a plan is a plan. It's not a prescription. I do not have to do exactly what it says on the plan, because the plan wasn't written for me directly. It doesn't take into account any of my past training, my current fitness levels, and I'm okay with that. I know my body, I know how I respond to training. You thought I'd forgotten about you. I'd never do that. I thought I would tell you about the main event of this week, my very first tempo run of the training block. The plan called for a 9-mile run, 2-mile easy, 5-mile tempo, 2-mile easy. Oh, let me tell you this, it was a killer. It needed to be 5 miles at 5:40 to 5:55 per mile pace, and I have not run that fast for a good couple of months. My legs were totally unprepared. Added to that, I was doing this run at about 7:15. It was below freezing, so the pavements were slippery, icy. I was contending with traffic at roundabouts. So for 5 miles I really had to dig deep, and I didn't get anywhere near target pace. My first mile I think I completed in about 5:55, and for the rest of the run I was hanging on. My average pace for that 5-mile tempo section was 6:24 per mile. Am I worried about that? At this stage, no, not at all. It is perfectly understandable and perfectly normal at the start of a training block to not be able to hit those targets. When I look back at 16 weeks out from the Loch Ness Marathon, so that was the beginning of June, I had been back running for about a month and a half, 2 months after a 2.5 month layoff due to my stress fracture in my foot, and I wasn't running anywhere close to that sort of pace, that kind of intensity, or this kind of volume that I'm doing this week. If I can get to 2:45 from that base, I feel really confident about 2:40 from this base. At the end of the day, the purpose of training is to get you ready for race day. We've got 15 weeks and 1 day until the London Marathon, so there is plenty of time for me to increase the pace, for me to develop the speed and the endurance to be able to achieve that 2:40. And in honesty, I am super excited about how this journey is going to go, because I feel great. I am at the end of my first week. I will have done 65 miles. I feel in great shape. My body feels good. I feel strong. I feel fit. And there is literally everything to play for. A question I get asked all the time is, well, don't you think you're overdoing it a little bit? Well, no, frankly, I don't. I'm not doing anything that I think is going to be harmful to myself. I'm not doing anything that I think is going to be putting my body into too much stress. And I am making sure that I am focusing on that good recovery. I am sleeping brilliantly. Removing sugar and alcohol from my diet again has made a world of difference. Every night I am just sleeping solidly, deeply. I am fueling amazingly. I'm just eating sensibly. I'm trying to make sure that the amount that I eat kind of correlates with the amount that I'm spending from a calorific perspective. I train hard, and so I eat hard. So the point of this channel was always to keep me motivated, to help me to share the journey with you, and to give hopefully some inspiration to other runners out there who maybe are struggling with the journey, maybe don't know what to do next, maybe just starting the running journey. And 2 years ago, I was in a really different place to where I am now. I had just signed up for the Manchester Marathon. Honestly, my goal was to finish. As I got a little bit deeper into the training, I wondered if going for a sub-3 might be a possibility. And I got my sub-3. I scraped through a 2:59.17, and it nearly killed me. I vowed I would never do a marathon again. I had huge anxiety about the crowds, about the people. I was in a really bad place mentally, and over the last couple of years I have just gone from strength to strength. I have loved running. I have loved journeying with the speed. I got my 2:45 in Loch Ness in September, and really the channel is about motivating, inspiring, encouraging, but more importantly it's about trying to be an authentic expression of me. So what you see is what you get. I am not out here to try and be an influencer or to try and get a massive following. Look, if the content's useful, then that's great. I'm always going to ask people to like and subscribe, because it is, you know, at the end of the day, we all like those metrics. But ultimately, this is about giving you an authentic expression of who PKS Runs is, how he trains, and what that training feels like, what it looks like. So let's not sit around all morning. Let's continue with this run. I've got about 5 miles to go, so let's get it done now. Ooh. Oh my goodness. Oh, tell you what, after a couple of minutes of that, I'm definitely an old man. I'm now 13 miles into my run. 14 was prescribed. It will be longer than 14. It's gonna be about 14 and a half. Honestly, it's one of those days where I just feel like I could run forever. It's a beautiful morning. It is crisp, yet not too cold. I'm just loving it. I love running. I love a day like this. So a few final reflections on this first week of training. Firstly, I'm doing my own thing. I am following the plan. I'll be following the speed sessions, but it's really important to remain focused on the reason I started running, and that was to help my mental health. And it was also to be healthy, but it was very much about mental health. And I do not want the pressure of fast running, meeting paces, achieving targets to take the joy out of running. I do not want to be robbed of this. I love it too much. So whilst I am following the plan to an extent, and I've got my eyes firmly fixed on the target, I'm also holding that incredibly lightly. So as I get to the end of my run, and we get to the end of this video, it is time for an announcement. It's exciting. I hope you're ready for it. It is the launch of the PKS Running Club, and you will be able to find that on Strava. It's a place for us all to connect, to encourage each other, to cheer each other on, follow a bit more of the journey. You will see more of my progress, and really it's about building a community. So you'll find a link in my bio to the Strava PKS Running Club. Come and join. I look forward to seeing you there. It's going to be fun as we continue this journey. And again, I would just remind you, do like and subscribe and hit the bell button so that you don't miss out on any videos. Find me on Instagram and Strava and TikTok on PKS Runs. And I'm going to say goodbye to you now. Thank you so much for watching. I genuinely appreciate your support. Do keep leaving me comments. Tell me what you're training for. Tell me what you're working towards. And I'll see you in the next video. Keep on running, everybody.